Hey guys, last week a popular German bodybuilder called Joe Lindner passed away at the age of 30. My condolences to his family and friends. I'm going to be very respectful in this video, but of course we do need to talk about his incredibly unhealthy lifestyle to protect the youth, anybody who may want to get into this kind of a lifestyle. In a second, we are going to watch a video by Greg Doucette, who made a response to Joe's passing away. The biggest problem that I see with this community right now is that nobody is taking any kind of accountability for his passing away, even though Greg Doucette was his coach, and we could assume that he was one of the people who inspired Joe to start bodybuilding, yet none of them are taking any kind of accountability, even though they were promoting this incredibly, insanely unhealthy lifestyle called bodybuilding, especially if you combine it with drug use, and Greg is also a known drug user.
Coach Greg, and I woke up this morning with the very sad news that Joe Lindner had passed away. When I saw the message, I quite literally said, "This is a joke, this can't be happening." I've never met...
Alright, right off the bat, I would like you to look at some photos of Joe Lindner, because Greg just said that he was shocked. Anybody outside of the bodybuilding community would not have been shocked. Again, with all due respect, we do need to warn people about this. His face in his late 20s looked like that of a 50-plus-year-old guy. A lot of people online are saying that he looked like he's 55 years old. This cannot be healthy. It is by every definition incredibly unhealthy. And people need to understand that stress, and in this case extreme stress, such as bodybuilding, ages the body insanely much. And when you combine it with drugs, and he was openly using drugs, then it will age you like this. And premature death is nothing shocking in this case. So for Greg Doucette to come here and say that he is shocked that he passed away is incredibly irresponsible.
Met Joe in person, but we've been friends for approximately 3 years, writing back and forth, helping each other.
Off topic, but you can't be friends with somebody online.
With YouTube videos. And seeing as Joe is only 30 years of age, and to see that the guy was in such great shape, he was a...
Okay, again, like everybody online is saying, he was not in a great shape whatsoever. That's the whole problem here. He looked incredibly sick. This is why you need to warn people not to become a bodybuilder, especially one who uses drugs. His body looked like it was about to pass away, which is exactly what happened. Everybody who's not in the bodybuilding community would have said that he looks very, very sick, as if something's about to happen. Yet you have Greg here even defending the way he looked like, which is insane.
Gifted athlete his entire life, and he was always striving to be shredded 365 days a year. This guy's physique was remarkable, incredible. He had the dream of being...
This is nothing that you should be promoting. It's so irresponsible. Wow.
And as I'm recording this, I'm hearing that his girlfriend is saying that it was an aneurysm, and so what that is a weakening of a blood vessel. And so imagine that you have a balloon, and there's one spot in the balloon that's a little bit thinner than the rest, and you squeeze on the balloon. That is the most likely spot where something could burst. And so in an aneurysm, this is happening in a blood vessel. Now remember, with higher blood pressure, the risk is a lot greater. Just think of it. That weakened balloon, if there's not a lot of air in it, it's probably not going to bust. But if you keep blowing on the balloon, whatever the spot is the weakest, that is the most likely spot that's eventually going to burst. Joe Lindner was very open, honest, and transparent, and told us everything that he was doing. In his younger days, he did admit that he had been abusing performance-enhancing drugs, mainly steroids, and that this was not healthy for both his body and his mind. In particular, he was very much against the use of tren. He did not think this was a drug that anyone should ever use. Joel did not promote the use of steroids, and in fact, he wanted to help people to understand that you shouldn't be doing these things. Because he had abused it in his past, he had to go on HRT. And so because he had such an incredible physique, many people assumed he's not really just on HRT. There's no way he could have a physique like that. But if you look back at his genetics when he was younger, the amount of muscle that he had, very easy to see that because this guy's genetics were that good, that even with lower doses, he could have a physique like that. More recently, he ended up doing 2 competitions in men's physique trying to earn a pro card. I did in fact help to coach him for this. And so I know exactly what he was taking for these competitions. And many of you are thinking, oh, he probably upped the doses so high and that's what caused him to get a heart attack. But I can assure you, he was taking less than what most beginners would take on.
This is not a normal human body by any means. This is exactly why it's such a joke to call it bodybuilding. This is by every definition body destruction.
Their very first cycles. And so I'm not going to say exactly what he took. I do believe that's private information. I can tell you, he was not taking very high doses whatsoever. One thing I do know is that Joe Lindner struggled to stay that lean all the time. He was constantly battling hunger and was drinking a ton of coffee. I believe he said at one point he was drinking 4 liters a day. And if the coffee had a lot of caffeine, which is a stimulant, this can dramatically reduce your appetite. Now, we all know that the combination of
I don't even know what to say. 4 liters of coffee a day. What can I even say to that? It's beyond insane. It's beyond unhealthy.
anabolic steroid use and vigorous weightlifting can lead to left ventricular hypertrophy, but we also know that if you take a lot of stimulants, this can place a greater demand on the heart. If you're always amped up from caffeine, which is preventing you from being as hungry, you're taking stims of any kind, even though caffeine is 100% legal, it's still a drug. This combination of factors could have led to potential arrhythmias in the heart. Just think of it, your heart is changing shape, it's changing sizes, and so the chances of something going wrong, even if it's small, are greatly enhanced. And so if you're thinking, oh, I can take steroids, I'll just use low doses, it won't happen to me. Well, look at Joe Lindner. 30 years of age. Guy was a phenomenal athlete. He was doing cardio, eating healthy. The guy was super fit.
Cardio was proven by many scientists in many lectures, many studies, is very bad for the heart itself. After a while, it simply gives up. As expected, Greg Duchette is not taking any kind of accountability, even though he's actually indirectly responsible for what happened to him. He also said that he was eating healthy. We're gonna look at a full day of eating from a few months ago from Joe Lindner to see what he actually ate, if it was actually healthy.
Hola amigos, what's up, happening to me, Joe? Hey bro, so today we are here. It's morning actually, and I just did my morning cardio. Today is a full day of eating, bro, and we just want to show you what I'm eating for my 8 days out. So quite easy peasy, as we can see. We have some veggies, we have some lettuce.
None of this is healthy, obviously. I hope that that's needless to say. Broccoli is incredibly bad for the thyroid, goitrogen, sulforaphane, a very strong poison which is deadly in higher doses. The lettuce literally just has pesticides, fiber, and water, just nothing micronutrient-wise. One of the unhealthiest things you could possibly eat. That generally goes for all green vegetables, leaves, salad, all of that garbage.
And we have chicken. This one is the sauce.
The chicken is the only good thing. Of course, it has carcinogens on it, and it doesn't look like there's any fat, which means that he's eating lean chicken.
But as you see also, I'm separating the sauce just so I make sure I can decide myself how much I want to actually then put.
He also looks like he has pretty bad dark eye circles. Obviously, it's not surprising, just pointing it out.
And so the approach for today's full day of eating is just like, don't eat a lot, try to eat low carb and like low fat also. Fill yourself up with like veggies that you see they have very low calories, but it's always about potassium, magnesium in these veggies, which is good to have. And yeah, so I'm going to get this bite in. So
you don't actually get any potassium and magnesium out of them because of the anti-nutrients and because it's in the fiber, which you can't digest as a human being. And you can't because none of this is found in nature. Everything that you have in front of you is man-made. Literally unnatural. And he also said that he ate this stuff because he wants to fill himself up with empty calories, essentially, just to feel full, which, yeah, you get it.
We are actually here also in the sauna place because I really always like to fill up, right? So I'm eating, having a lot of salt and stuff, and then I go to the sauna and I sweat and I load these nutrients.
Saunas are incredibly unhealthy, very stressful for the body. It's considered to be extreme stress. The stress hormones completely go through the roof when you go into a sauna because of the extreme heat. Plus you can't breathe properly, obviously. It causes very severe damage to the heart, which is what happened here in the end.
My girlfriend, she made a fucking wrap. I don't know what the fuck you make, by the way. 170 gram calorie. It's low carb or what? How can it be low?
Some kind of a wrap. Maybe he will say what's inside, but the wrap itself is obviously just fiber, anti-nutrients, and sugar. That's it.
Probably if it's the bread.
Bread is the worst thing you could eat. Literally.
Oh yeah. Okay. So let's tap. So I take one of these bites or what, and then.
Again, some carcinogens on it, as you can see, the black spots.
I'm just fucking. I can kill people, man. I just smack you in the face. You say one wrong word, I want to kill you, man. Like, not really that bad, but just like in terms of easy to be high heart rate, let's say.
Yeah, and that's because of the insane stress that goes through the body, especially because of drug use.
So now we're just gonna get some crushed ice and Coke Zero and then snack this fucking wrap, and then we go see you And we're gonna go to the market as well, bro. Stay tuned. We're going to say.
Let's be real. So far, what Greg said is absolute nonsense. This is one of the unhealthiest what I eat in a days I've ever seen.
And then you have to be careful because otherwise you will just burn everything, bro. Exactly, just chug it on there. We are just like experts, bro. If you eat this shit every day, this is like what I like a lot, you know, like my personal barbecue grill where I can decide how much I want to grill it or not grill it, how burned it wanted it to be.
The meat looks kind of nice. I wouldn't grill it at all. This will be his best meal.
And then we have like salad like this. This is how it looks. We're just gonna grill everything. Then I ordered the salad. Then we have like this salad. We just put more soy sauce.
Yeah, you put the soy sauce on the salad because salad is disgusting. Let's be real. Nobody wants to eat green leaves. It's completely anti-human.
And yeah, different sauces here. It's like hot sauce. We have garlic. We have seafood sauce.
All right, we had a little bit of a glimpse into his life. I had never heard about him before. I only heard about him after he passed away. Of course, as I expected, nobody's going to take any accountability for what happened to him, even if it's indirectly you promoting this lifestyle. And a lot of people believe that it's just bodybuilding with the combination of drugs. That's what's deadly. But Greg himself said that he wasn't even supposedly on anything really at the end. You would then have to come to the conclusion, if you had a healthy mind, that the bodybuilding itself, stressing your body that incredibly much, is what made his body cave in at the end. But no, you completely deny it, ignore it, and still promote the same lifestyle. Also because it's partly your business, of course, I understand. You're making a lot of money from this, selling all of the supplements and so on. I get it. It's horrible that you're doing that, but I understand your mindset. But you really just don't care that people around you are dying. It's crazy. Thanks for watching.